Okay. Mr. Dalumangkad and Mr. Angelo de la Cruz, oral lore. Okay. One, two, three, four. One, two, three, four. Okay. Mr. Dalumangkad, oral lore from pre-colonial period 1564. Topics are introduction, riddles, proverbs, and short poem. Nakuha po ba?
Ma'am, isa pa po.
Oral lore from pre-colonial period, open and close parenthesis, 1564. Discuss about introduction, riddles, proverbs, and short poems. Nakuha po ba?
Opo, ma'am.
Okay, Mr. De La Cruz Angelo,
Yes po,
oral,
ma'am.
yes po. Oral lore from pre-colonial period, open close parenthesis, 1564. Discuss about baybayin, songs, localism and provincialism, folk ancient, and urban legend. Nakuha?
Yes po, ma'am. Nakuha po.
Okay po. Then we have Mr. De Los Santos, Jumuel. Ay, De La Cruz. De La Cruz Jumuel. Andiyan po ba? Andiyan siya eh.
Yes po, ma'am.
What's that, Mr. Bautista?
Ano po, ma'am, yung pre-colonial period po, just yung mga topics po na sinabi niyo po, included po siya sa, ano po, sa report ko po last time, ma'am. Halos lahat po ng sinabi niyo po na banggit ko po.
Bautista?
Ay, no.
Ancient lit ka, di ba?
Opo, ma'am.
Oh, ancient lit ka eh. It is different from the oral lore. Oral lore, pinaka-oral lore lang, pinaka-panitikan lang during that time. Those folks about during that time. Iba naman yung literature during the ancient time. Hindi naman nakafocus doon. This is for uh, different lores. Oral, oral. Oral is different from writing. Did you understand?
Yes po.
We have literature from the ancient time. Yes, we have. Did you discuss about the oral?
Yes po.
What topic did you discuss about the oral?
Yung folklore, yung folk song po, legends,
We have
proverbs,
an oral, we
riddles.
have a written. Yun ang nakalagay sa syllabus eh. So we have to follow.
Okay po, ma'am. Okay po.
Kasi ang nagsulat ng syllabus, doktor eh. Hindi naman ako eh. I'm just following. If you have any disagreement, ask about the dean. Yung doktor na gumawa nito. I'm just following this one, oh, look. I am following this one. Siguro pagka nag-PhD ka na, maintindihan mo kung bakit.
Okay po, ma'am. Thank you po.
Okay? Same topics naman, o, ayan, o. Kaya lang, iba-iba yung diskarte. Nako nga yung topic. Bautista. Ni wala nga cover page to. Sinabi ko na to, di ba? Hindi ka pa rin nag-submit. Ito, you discuss about babayin. Pre-Spanish period. Ano diniscuss mo doon? Iba't ibang ano lang, salawi kain, bugtong, wika, ayan. So, ayan, no? Sabi kain. Then, hindi ka nga nagbigay ng sample. Oh, yung sa ano mo, sa pre-Spanish mo. Okay? Huwag tayong masyadong ano. Okay. Ayan. Ancient literature ang tinalakay mo yun. Oh, ayan. Oh. You discuss about the oral. May ilang example. Ito. Binabasa ko ngayon. Oh. Did you discuss whether it is written or it is oral? Hindi naman eh. Just discuss it is an ancient. Masyadong ano. Pag natapos ang semester, tapos sabi niyo sa akin, ma'am, pareho po kami na report ni ganito, ganyan, ganyan. Pakita mo sa akin. Prove it. Kagambala. Okay. Oh, ito, may sasabihin na naman ako. Sabi mo, pareho na naman. Oh, types na literature na naman ang kasunod eh. Oh, we have anecdote, essay, poetry, writing, recital. So, pareho din. Ano hanapin dito? Hindi lang ikaw ang nag-isip. Tinanong ko na yan bago ka pa nagtanong. Ako muna una nakabasa bago ko implement. Okay? Sana naintindihan. Mr. De La Cruz Jimuel, are you there?
Yes po, ma'am.
Okay. You will discuss regarding types of literature, we have A, anecdote, then essay, letter C, poetry writing, open close parenthesis recital. Then discuss about important aspects of culture with these three types of literature. Nakuha ba?
Yes po, ma'am.
Naiintindihan mo ba yung ganon? Kukunin mo yung three types of literature. What are those? Anecdote, essay, and then poetry writing. Pag nakuha mo na yon, give the important aspect of these three literary with this important aspect in this important aspect of cultures with this three literary literature. Okay? So, ito yung mga ano natin ha, mga presenter natin for next week. I hope na matapos ito. Kaya kulang pa rin eh. Kailangan pa nating matapos ang isa, dalawa, tatlo, 15 pati. Aabot ba ako? Langit pa. Huwag masyadong pakahabaan ha. Huwag naman masyadong maikli na halos wala nang masabi. Then we have babae. Miss Abelia. Tapos ka na ba? Tapos na siya. Wala daw. Miss Calauto. Si Tanera. Miss Heruta. Nandiyan po ba?
Opo, ma'am, dito po.
Okay, Miss Heruta. Your topic is significance of poetry in Philippine literature. Significance of poetry in Philippine literature. Letter A, riddles. Letter B, proverbs. Letter C, songs. Letter D, essay. Essay of history. And then letter E, short story. Join kayo ni Miss Laranjo. Okay? Miss Laranjo? Miss Laranjo? Absent po ba? Miss Laranjo, nandyan po ba kayo?
Okay.
Narinig mo po ba ako? Okay. Magkasama po kayo ni Miss Heruta ha. Yung sa sinabi kong topic. Hati kayong dalawa. Discuss niyo muna what is poetry and then yung significance ng poetry. The poetries are riddles, proverbs, songs, essay of history, and then short story. Okay? Huwag kayong mag-away ha. Kasi 5 ito ay alanganin. Okay? So, malinaw yan ha. Yan ang topic natin for next week. I hope na matapos natin. Kasi may 2 pa. Okay. So, yan. Tingnan natin kung matatapos tayo. Okay? So, yung po bang 2 ay nakapag-submit? Okay. Admit po. Anong admit po? Who's this? Ala. May bagong pasado sa ano, oh, engineer. Engineer na sila. Graduate ng CMU. Galing. Graduate na sila. Nai-submit po ba? Sino po ba topic? Mr. Calipes?
Yes, ma'am. Wait lang po, ma'am. Sasubmit ko po.
Kanina pa eh. Hindi pa sinagyo. Mr. Cruz?
Opo, ma'am, na nakaraan pa po nasa inyo.
Okay. Cruz, Cruz John. Ano eh? Ano file name mo? Sa message?
Christian Berhel po. Ay, yung pangalan ko po sa messenger is JB, ma'am.
Again?
JB. Jaybee. Tapos Cruz.
JB.
Cruz. Chat na lang kita ngayon para makita niyo po.
JB.
Nag-PM po ako. Nag-chat po ako ngayon.
Sandali lang po.
Sige lang po.
JB Cruz. Walang ano to, the Word docs ito. Hindi ko pa binubuksan. Yung presentation mo,
PT po, ma'am.
hindi ito PT, Word docs yata ito. Oh, PT to. Yung ano, yung Word
Ano
docs mo nasaan? Yung script mo. Yung cover page, hindi sa PPT ni pinapasok. Pinapasok ito sa Word docs. Hindi ito dito.
Ay, iba po.
Ay, opo.
Sorry, ma'am. Mahabol ko na lang, pwede.
Nasaan yung Word docs? You cannot present pag wala yung Word docs. Okay na po ba, Mr. Ano? Mr. Calipes, okay na po ba? May test tayo ngayon, ha? Mr. Calipes. Wala akong kausap.
Ma'am, ayaw po mag-send sa'yo, ma'am.
Bakit?
Hindi ko po alam. Wait lang po, ma'am. Naglo-loading pa po eh.
Hindi na ako pwedeng tumanggap. Ano na?
Failed to send po, ma'am eh.
Ha?
Ito po, wait lang. Failed to send po nakalagay, ma'am. Hindi ko po masend yung Word.
Okay na po, nasend ko na po sa inyo yung Word.
Talagang... You just transfer your... Ano ito? Sobra naman. You just copy paste from your... Ano na po? Sa Kalipes. Ayan. This is not
Nag-send na po, ma'am.
click lang. Click. PowerPoint lang to. Yung Word.
Hindi, ayun po yung Word, ma'am.
Ay,
Yung
yung
PowerPoint
PowerPoint.
po nasa akin pa po.
Pakipasa. Eto, walang cover page. Parang hindi sinabihan. Pinost ko pa sa group yung format ng cover page ng Word. Hmm. Pakisend yung PowerPoint. Pakisend lang ha. You can start, Mr. Cruz John.
Sige po, ma'am. Wait, mag-share. Kita, ma'am.
Yan, Friday. Okay.
Wait lang po. But, start na po ako, ma'am.
Okay po.
Good morning, everyone. I am John Berhel Cruz reporting. I'm gonna report is all about literature of nationalism. Now, let's proceed. What is literature? Literature is literary works, a set of writings. The term has historically been used to refer to those imaginative work of poetry and prose that differentiated by the author's goals and the overall impression of superior artistic execution. When you say literature, literature is a type of spoken or written art that conveys concept, feeling, experiences, and point of views through use of language. And one of literature main purpose is to give readers a way to express their imagination and creativity while also studying the human condition. Then let's proceed. What is nationalism? Nationalism is a concept known as nationalism places a strong emphasis on loyalty, devotion, or alliance to our nation or nation state. and maintains these commitments takes priority over those people or groups. When you say nationalism has the power to unite people and develop a feeling of unity, but also has the potential to cause division and conflict between various groups. Ge- generally, nationalism is complicated and diverse idea that has significantly influenced the modern world. Now, let's proceed to the importance of literature. Reading literature helps you communicate better studying. Literature is the simplest technique to increase vocabulary, writing, speaking abilities. In importance of literature plays a vital role in helping us to better understand ourselves and the world around us and provide us a means to connect to others and exploring new ideas and perspectives. And also literature readers with of understanding the world around them and can inspire individuals to think deeply about their own experiences and beliefs. And now let's proceed to what is the importance of nationalism. Nationalism has been component of movement for liberty and justice. It has been linked to cultural renaissance and it promotes national achievement pride. Um, it means a nation of basic building of human civilization and people who has shared a common language or culture history or identity should each have their own independent state according to the concept and belief known as nationalism. Ay, tama. What is what is literature of nationalism? The expression of national identity and culture in literary works is referred to as nationalism. It is frequently linked emerge of sovereign countries, the for the fight for independence, and the quest for a unique national identity. Um, next, why why is literature important to nationalism? I think literature is important to nationalism because it can help to shape and define nations to identify, preserve its culture and resist colonization and mobilize national movement and promote diversity. I will give two example of I will give two example of wait lang. The two ex- what are the two example I what are the example of literature of nationalism? The best two example of it is Noli Me Tangere and El Filibusterismo. Why? Because Noli Me Tangere and El Filibusterismo are considered as example of literature of nationalism because they were written during Philippine Revolution against Spanish colonial rule in late 19th centuries. The boat no because of the
Late
boat novel,
19th
but
century? Late 19th century? Why late 19th century? Mr. Cruz.
Wait lang. Ayun po yung lumabas sa sinerch ko, ma'am eh.
19th century? Did Jose Rizal?
Baka mali ito. Wait lang po.
Don't you know the history?
18th century pala, ma'am. Sorry. Sorry, ma'am. Mali pala. I'm sorry po. And, because of both novels written by Dr. Jose Rizal, who used writing as a tool to express to express to ex to ma'am, yung ano ba yan? Kaya nga sinulat yung Noli Me Tangere and El Filibusterismo para ma'am, it's a tool to expose injustice and abuses by the Spanish colonial government to inspire his fellow Filipinos to fight for their independence. That's all, ma'am. Thank you.
When we say nationalism, what is your idea, Mr. Cruz? Will you open, okay, stop the presentation and then answer me with open mic. I open camera.
Wait lang po, ma'am.
Okay po.
Okay na, ma'am.
Will you open your camera?
When you say kasi nationalism, ma'am, it's Hello? Okay na, ma'am.
Okay.
When you say nationalism kasi, ma'am, it's kind of parang pagmamahal sa country. Parang yung, ano ba yan? Ano ba? Yun nga po, yung pagmamahal tapos yung yun po, ma'am.
Pagmamahal sa
Bayan po, ganun.
bayan. So if it is pagmamahal sa bayan, why is it that you only showed Dr. Rizal's literary works, which is El Filibusterismo and Noli Me Tangere?
Because, ma'am, I give, namili lang po ako ng dalawang example and I choose Noli kasi because it gave us nationalism po. Yung the two kinds of novel, yung El Pili and Noli.
You don't have to choose. All you have to do is to show to us what are the different literary works that shows nationalism during that era and up to this present time. What are the different literary works that has been made by the different authors that shows nationalism? And if there are some impacts about those literary works, it must also be presented with the class. Because some of the, or most of the literary works shows impact. Like for example, the Dr. Rizal's literary works. It has a great impact with our country. Because it moved our country from what we had during this Spanish era to our present era. It has a great impact with us. Then, what are the other literary works? You don't need to just pick one or one. You just should pick one. Dr. Rizal. Is there any other author that shows nationalism with their literary work?
Meron pa po, ma'am, kaso hindi ko na po sila
Why did you not
na...
Your topic is nationalism. It is very broad. You narrowed your topic with Dr. Rizal. And the script, it must be script of your presentation. That's why it is called Word document. It is the script of your presentation. It is not the copy paste of PowerPoint. It's not. Hindi po ba naintindihan yung paliwanag ko before you did that? Hindi, sabi ko nga sa inyo you will discuss, you will present once lang. Hindi naman ito magiging twice because you are more than 50. 57, you are 57. It is one shot. In one shot, you must give your best. Dahil hindi na ito mauulit. You have to score. Score for your presentation and then score for your documents. The 2 documents that you passed. Isa lang ay pinasa mo, bale. You did not pass this script of your presentation. It is also the PowerPoint. Pinais mo lang sa Word. It is not script. Okay, and when you are presenting, please get the substantial of your topic. Huwag basta kumuha lang. Maraming makikita sa Google, pero piliin yung pinakatama and piliin yung pinakamaganda na pwede mong ipresenta. Huwag tayong kumuha lang basta. Okay? If you just want to get a high grade, kung gusto mo lang na basta grade lang, okay lang naman din ako ron. Wala naman ako magagawa. Dahil hindi ako class, hindi ako ang mahanap ng grade. Tama ba? Kayo ang mahanap ng grade, hindi ako. Kayo yung gusto maging successful. Kayo yung gusto mag-succeed. So, what will you do? At na-announce ko na ito dati. Please, wag namang magsando. This is a formal meeting. Hindi ito barkadahan. Hindi ito barkadahan, class. This is a formal meeting. Dressed up properly. Nakita ko nakasando. Hindi tayo magbabarkada. Nakaposition tayo in accordance with the rule. I am performing my duty as a professor. You must do your duty as a student. The first obligation is dress properly. Hindi ko naman sinabing mag-uniform kayo dahil alam ko wala pa yatang uniform ang Dapat nga naka-uniform Sa isang eskwela na pinasukan ko na SEM, naka-uniform lahat ang estudyante. Though we are also in virtual, they are in uniform. Because this is formal gathering. Hindi naman ito barkadahan. Hindi naman ito kwentuhan. Hindi naman ito chicha lang. Hindi. We are not just chatting with nonsense. Okay? So please, respect. I hope wala akong gusto may offend or man, inaayos lang natin, ang tama, iayos natin. Para makakuha tayo ng, gusto niya yung grade, ang pwede kong ibigay. Kung pwede nga lang, markahan lang yung mga mukha na nandyan, yung mga letter J, letter T, letter A, letter I, letter H, letter K, letter G, letter V, letter M. Kung pwede nga lang, yan na lang ang bigyan ng score, di okay. Kayang bigyan ng score yan. Eh, hindi yun ang pinagbabatayan ng grade eh. Performance ang batayan ng grade. Okay? So, I hope. Ilang beses ko ba to? Ayos niyo yung performance ninyo because that is only one shot. Walang second chance. Okay po? Because we are running out of time. We spent 7, nawalan pa tayo ng isang araw, right? Ano isang araw na nawala sa atin? That is February 24. Supposedly, dapat makakaabot tayo doon sa midterm. Kaya lang hindi tayo aabot yung ating topics. We have to discuss a lot. Okay? So, did you submit already? What is that? Mr. Okay, Mr. Calipes.
Wait, ma'am.
For a while. Ano to? Canva?
Opo, ma'am. Canva po kasi kapag ano.
Sabi ko, di ba? Ordinary PowerPoint lang gamitin natin. Doon sa Canva.
Ngayon lang po kasi ako nakairam ng ano po, ma'am. Laptop.
Yeah.
Kaya sa cellphone lang po ako nag-edit.
Natin ko pa. Our topic is
Comic book, magazine, and newspaper.
and then we have hindi mo pa rin nilagyan ng ano, sinabi ko.
Lang.
Award. Wala ka pa rin pinasok. Takla ng oras. Okay, you can present. Ito ngayon napapasok. What time is it now?
Hindi, ma'am. Ano yun po yung sa presentation?
Ma'am?
Sige. Okay po.
Ma'am?
Yes po, Miss Bulata.
Nag-report na po ba yung contemporary literature? Kasi parang wala pa po eh. Kaya na po yun, Dave Bautista.
Kaya siya nagpapapa. Ano, di pa? You were the one who last, okay. After Mr. Calipes. Send mo lang, Miss Bulata, ha?
Good morning, ma'am. Good morning, classmate. Here is my report about comic books, magazine, and newspaper. Comic books. Comics is a medium used to express ideas with image, often combined with text or other visual information, textual devices, and such as speech balloons, captions, and onomatopoeia. Can indicate dialogue, narration, sound effects, or other information containing words and pictures can be short, middle-sized, or long. They are static and express time. Comic books, ito po yung comic, dati lang po siyang nasa comic strip, like nasa newspapers and magazine lang po. Pero dahil po sa pagtagal ng panahon, naging ano po siya, naging sikat po siya at yung mga kilalang tao tulad ni Tony sa Pilipinas po, si Tony Velasquez and Mars Ravelo po, sila na po yung gumawa ng parang legacy ng comic books. In the 1837, scholars believe that the Adventures of Obadiah Oldbach, published in Europe in 1837, is the world's oldest comic book. But in the 1930s, the comic book starts emerge, containing numerous newspaper strips, and as the time goes by, release new and enjoyable content. And in the year of 1938, superheroes entered the world of comic books. They become more popular. Then that time po, they released the number one superhero comic book, like si Superman, yun po. Tapos from the 1920s to the present, comics in the Filipino have been widely read and enjoyed across the Philippines. Early 20th century American mainstream comic strips and comic books served as some of the inspiration for comics. Filipino illustrator as Antonio Tony Velasquez, 29 of October 1910 to January 27, 1997, is hailed as the father of the Tagalog comics. Siya po yung tinaguriang tatay ng comic books dahil sa pambihira niyang at nakakatawang masterpiece niya na ano tawag dito? Ang Kabalbalan ni Kengkoy. Si Kengkoy po, siya po yung sinulat po siya ni Romualdo Ramos and published by Ramon Roses. Wait lang. Meron pala ako dito. Hindi ko napipindot yung The quality of a good comics. Consistent narrative. Consistent narrative is important to the readers because they will make the story more because it will make the story more understandable and easy to read. But you have to make your comic more exciting and intact. Ibig sabihin po, yung consistent narrative po, dapat hindi po siya magulo yung istorya niya. Dapat isa lang yung patutungan, pero marami pong parang plot twist, ganun po. Yung niya. Parang exciting po. Ayun. Command pacing. It affects the way readers read your work, and compression and decompression. It allows you to highlight important events. Like, ayun po, yung parang ng comic book mo, dapat maayos po siya. Dapat yung yung mga importanteng bagay or events sa comic book, sa comic mo is ma-highlights po siya. Then evolving style. This is very important because it's the life of your work. This is the way you evolve the story and how you will make it more interesting in the eyes of the readers. Ito po yung parang pag-upgrade mo ng bawat eksena ng ginagawa mo sa dapat naaayon pa rin po siya sa takbo ng istorya ng ginagawa mong comic. Elicit passion. This is the plot twist or exciting part of the story. The revelation or the action part of the story wherein you touch the emotion of the readers. Ito po yung ayun nga po, parang dito sila makakaramdam ng emosyon na-excite sila kasi gusto nilang tapusin yung nagawa mong comic book. Good presentation. Ito po yung pinaka-important, lalo na sa mga readers, kasi dito nila binabase kung maganda ba talaga yung comics mo, maganda ba talaga yung may nakukuha ka ba talagang aral dito, or na-entertain ka ba talaga ng comics. And nauna pala yung ano. Interest across the Philippines. Early 20th century American mainstream comic strips and comic series. Work of Tony Villas. In 1907, Ace publication. Which was Liwayway. Dito po unang nagtrabaho si Tony Velasquez sa Liwayway magazine. Some of the best and most. Ito po si Kenkoy. And dumako naman tayo kay Mars Ravelo. Si Mars Ravelo, isa siya po sa pinakasikat na comic creator sa Pilipinas and graphic novelist who created Darna, Jezebel, Captain Barbell, Elastic Man, Bonjing, Barga, Wanted, Perfect Mother, Hiwaga, Maruha, Mariposa, Roberta, Rita, Buhay Pilipino, Jack and Jill, Flash Bomba, Tiny Tony, and the Dragona, among others. These are the popular works of Mars Ravelo. Okay. Magazine. Magazine, also called periodical, a printed or digital published collection of text, essay, articles, stories, poems, often illustrated, that is produced at regular intervals, excluding newspapers. The Philippine magazine was established in 1904. The publication began as the Philippine Teacher, a semi-government publication for public schools teachers, but was renamed Philippine Magazine in 1905, and then became privately owned the next year. It was the first publication in the Philippines to be called a magazine, and according to Maslog, 1960, the first periodical carry miscellaneous information. By building upon his father's accomplishment, Don Ramon Roses established a chain of vernacular magazine, beginning with the publication of Tagalog Liwayway in 1923 as the Philippine Magazine. Characteristics of magazine. While popular magazine provide broad overviews of topics, scholars, journals provide in-depth analysis and report on research findings, and trade magazine report on industry trends, new products, or techniques. A popular general interest magazine employs non-technical language. This magazine contains interviews, general interest articles, and various types of features. Based on research, source comments, and generalization, they usually cover a wide range of topics. Articles are typically written by staff writer or a journalist. But interesting, articles by freelancers are also encouraged in some cases. They usually have a lot of interesting and sometimes sensual photographs to attract readers. In general, magazines are easy to read, fairly brief in length, may include illustrations or photographs. The articles in magazines are not always written in specific format or structure. Its appealing appearance, eye-catching cover image, and illustration on highly quality paper make it more appealing to readers. The articles, wait lang. Magazines also a lot of colorful and eye-catching advertisements. So yung una pong magazine dati parang ano lang po, parang dyaryo lang din po siya, manipis pero makulay. Ayun nga po. Makikita po natin ito. Yan. Robin Hood. Newspaper. A paper that is printed and distributed usually daily or weekly, and that contains news, articles of opinion, features, and advertising. They convey information on social and cultural issues, politics, sports, literature, and national and international affairs. They also cover topics pertaining to human life. They are accompanied by regional editions and supplements that contain informations. Ah, sa ngayon po, ang newspaper is hindi na po siya gaanong sikat dahil po sa ating teknolohiya sa panahon ngayon. Pero dati po, ito po yung pinaka inaabangan ng tao nung mga 19th centuries or ayun po. Inaabangan siya dahil sa mga balita na nilalaman nito at information. Ang purpose nito in general, the purpose of newspaper is to convey current information or news to a specific audience as efficiently as possible. What constitute news varies depending on the intended audience. In the Philippines, the first newspaper was started in 1811. The Spanish Governor General himself served as the editor of this newspaper, Del Superior Gobierno. It concentrated mainly on the news from Spain because it was specially designed for local Spanish readers. In the Philippines, journalism first emerged in the late 1800s. The emergence of numerous publications aimed to educate and enlighten the populace about the world doings and atrocities carried out first by the Spaniards and later the Americans. The people are encouraged to learn about the political and social situation of the time. Marcelo H. Del Pilar, also known as the Plaridel, is the most famous journalist in the Philippine history and is regarded as the father of Philippine journalism. He's a national hero worthy of admiration for his patriotism, bravery, and intelligence, as demonstrated by his work as a lawyer, revolutionary, and a propagandist. The importance of reading newspaper for students can range from learning about career trends to learn about the best college in their field of study. It also assists them in expanding their general knowledge. Wait lang. Ayun pa. Ouch. It also assists them in expanding their general knowledge of the world. Students are particularly vulnerable to two social circles, family and their schools, neither of which provide them with the necessary knowledge of society outside of this. It is also teaches them how to construct English sentence using proper grammar if they want to learn language. Reading newspapers on a daily basis also provides students with a wealth of new vocabulary and instance of how to use it in sentences. Contribution of Philippine comic to Philippine literature. It improves the vocabulary and writing skills of a reader in Filipino. Ay, dapat pala sa una to. It enhances the reader's imaginations and creativity. It develops instilled love of reading, therefore improving the reader's study habits. Filipino comics are mali talaga. Mas dapat sa una to. Filipino comics are beneficial in many aspects. Reading developments the reader to further improve his skills and knowledge. Ayun lang po.
Nasa dulo ka na, may comics pa. Okay, your topic
Namali
is...
po ng ano ko eh. Ng pasok.
Mali ng pasok. Your topic is with regards to the comic magazine and newspaper. What's the difference between the comic and magazine?
Yung comic po, ano po siya, story lang po siya based on ideas or like basta mga interesting story po na nakaka-attract ng tao. Pero yung magazine po, ito po yung information or parang newspaper din na naglalaman ng ah, entertaining content katulad ng comic strip din. Bali yung comic book, una po siyang nalagay sa magazine po. Ano po siya, yung comic book composed of comic strips. Yun po.
Who make the first comic?
Si Tony Velasquez po, the father of Philippine comics po. Ayun.
When did he first illustrate?
Yung comics niya po, ito po yung pangalan ng ng comic niya, si Kenkoy po, yung pinakauna niyang gawa na yung 1910.
1910. So, he's not the first illustrator.
Yes po.
Oh, who is the first illustrator of the comics?
Sa ibang bansa po or dito sa Pilipinas?
We are talking about Philippine literature.
Si Tony De Zuniga.
Are you sure?
First Filipino. Yes po. Siya po yung unang tinanggap ng American publishers po.
When is that?
Po.
When was that?
During 1971 po.
Oh, 1971.
Wait lang ma'am. Wait lang ma'am. Okay po ma'am. The first comic illustrator was Jose Rizal po.
Oh, di na-research mo na. Oh,
Mali
why
po.
did that include Dr. Sarisan?
Nakita ko na po siya ma'am pero hindi ko lang nasama. Kasi parang hindi ko po nasama talaga. Yung pinakauna niya pong illustration was The Turtle and the Monkey.
Oh,
Yung Fables.
yeah. That was the first illustration that we had in our country, the
Apo.
first comics
Comic strip.
that we had.
Comic
So,
book pala.
our first illustrator is Dr.
Jose
Sarisan.
Rizal. Yes ma'am.
So you must know that your topic is left behind with the real illustrator with our country.
Papa ma'am. Pardon.
Oh, with regards to the topic of news writing,
Ma'am?
regarding the news writing,
Just writing, yes ma'am.
yes. What are the essence of news writing?
Essence of news writing. Ang pinaka essence po ng news writing is to provide information currently happening katulad po ngayon, like mga news ngayon, balita, mga kaganapan na dapat naipapamahagi sa mga tao po. Yan. To inform others po. Pero nung panahon ng newspaper, kasi po matagal po yun bago ma-publish dahil sinusulat pa po at ini-edit. So ang parang hindi po nagiging latest yung news na napapamahayag sa mga tao. Yun po. kumpara sa news ngayon.
Kumpara sa news ngayon? What's the difference between the news before and the news today?
Kasi mas parang yung news today po, ma'am, mas konti po yung ano niya, yung preparation niya, kumbaga meron po siyang traditional way, pero mas ano po siya ngayon, convenient sa mga journalist, like mas napapadala nila ng mas mabilis sa tao yung halimbawa po yung kaganapan kanina, pwede siya mabalita ngayong hapon, pero yung sa newspaper po, yung naganap ngayon mababalita pa siya in the next few days, yun po.
Why? Why in the next few days? Why not now?
Because ma'am, there are process na pagdadaanan, like editing or rephrasing the information from the news na isusulat po nila, yun po.
What do you mean by rephrasing?
Like paano po nila gagawing mas mas informative or accurate yun sa nangyayari po. And mas paano nila mas mabibigyan ng eye-catching eye-catching po na information yung sa tao po.
What do you mean by eye-catching?
Opo ma'am, kasi
This newspaper needs eye-catching?
opo ma'am, kasi mas ano po kasi, 'di ba, sa ibang newspaper po, mas parang complicated po yung nangyayari. Parang mas gusto ng mga tao na mas maayos po yung pagkaka elaborate ng mga information. Pero yung sa iba po, parang same po.
What?
Mas mas informative po, ganun.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Felipes. Okay na sana, magulo ka lang mag-report. Okay, let's
Sorry
start.
po.
Okay. Who is the Miss Bulataw? Who is the
Dave daw po. Dave.
Dave what?
Bautista po.
Okay, Dave. Ako po next magre-report. Sabi niya, this is February 17.
Tunig po, ma'am.
For a while. Where is your presentation?
Ito po, ma'am.
No. Did you submit?
Oh, yes po.
For a
Pasok
while.
na po.
This is just a script. This is a script. Word docs. For sure. No. Where's your presentation?
Ay, sisend ko rin po ba, ma'am?
Ay, of course.
Ay, sorry po, ma'am.
Ay, para naman tayo ewan ko. Paulit-ulit ba? Paulit-ulit. Makulit.
Wait lang po, ma'am. Okay na po, ma'am.
Forward. Bautista. You can present. Where is it? Mr. Bautista.
Ito po, ma'am.
Opo.
Ah, Good day, everyone, and welcome to my presentation. As you can see on the screen, our discussion for today is contemporary literature. What is contemporary literature? The word contemporary literature means belonging to or occurring in the now, which suggests that writers were focusing on their feelings, emotions, and societies as they were experiencing them. It improves the humor of by bringing back memorable moments, tragedies, and inspiration for the beautiful Filipino dramas, poetry, novels, and writings. The major themes of contemporary literature. The main themes of Philippine literature focus on the country's pre-colonial cultural traditions and the socio-political histories of its colonial and contemporary literature. Some of the themes in contemporary literature include coming of age, redemption, good versus evil, courage, feminism, oppression, and more. There are 5 eras of before contemporary period. Rebirth of Freedom 1946, 1970, period of activism 1970-1972, period of New Society 1972-1980, period of the Third Republic 1981-1985, and periods of 1986-1999. The Rebirth of Freedom 1946-1970. The Americans returned in 1945. Noong 1945 po, nung dumating po yung mga hukbo ng Amerikano, ang mga gerilya po ay nagsitago sa mga kabundukan at masaya silang makita ng mga taga-Pilipinas at magkasama silang nagdiriwang. And on July 4, 1946, the Philippines regained freedom and the Filipino flag waved joyously alone. The chains were broken. The state of literature during this period, the early post-liberation period was marked by a kind of struggle of mind and spirit, posed by the sudden emancipation from the enemy and the wild desire to see print. Nung pagkatapos ng pagpapalaya mula sa kaaway, nagkaroon ng maraming enerhiya po yung mga tao at kasipagan at gusto nilang makita ang katibayan ng digmaan tulad ng pinsala sa labanan at graffiti po. There are few authors who wrote and been discovered because of their masterpieces, such as this. The new Filipino literature during this period. Philippines literature in Tagalog was revived during this period. And most of the themes were about the Japanese brutality, the poverty during their invasion, and brave guerrilla exploits. Period of activism, 1970-1972. Many young people became activists to ask for changes in the government in the expression of this desire for change. Dahil ang mga sinulat po sa aklat na ito ay isinusulat ng mga taong tutol sa nationalism at gusto nilang masigurado na marinig ang kanilang mga petisyon po. The Literary Revolution. Sa Literary Revolution po, yung mga kabataan po noon ay kumikilos at hindi sumusunod sa mga patakaran. Pinapakita nito na hindi lamang sa mga protesta at graffiti na kanilang ginagawa, kundi na rin sa mga aklat na kanilang binabasa. Sa writing during the period of activism, noon po, yung mga maharlikang manunulat, nakabuo sila ng isang pakiramdam ng responsibilidad sa lipunan. Gumagamit sila ng mga pintura para lang may sulat ng salitang makibaka sa malalaking karatula na tumututol sa mga problema sa lipunan at politika. Kahit anong establishmento ay naging simbolo na ng lahat ng mga bagay na kailangan baguhin. Period of the New Society 1972-1980. Sinisikip nito ng mga bagong lipunan na sigurado na ang pornografiya at mga sulatin ng masama sa moral ay walang malaking impluwensya sa mga tao. At sinususpindi naman pansamantala ang lahat ng paaralan upang ito ay mapabilis. Filipino poetry during the period of the New Society. Maraming tula po sa aklat na ito ay tumatalakay na mahalaga ang tema tulad ng pasensya, paggalang sa katutubong kultura, kaugalian at kagandahan ng kalikasan o kapaligiran. The play under the New Society. The government led in reviving old plays and dramas like the Tagalog Sarsuela, Sinakulo, and the Embayoka of the Muslims, which were presented in the rebuilt Metropolitan Theater, the Folk Arts Theater and Cultural Center of the Philippines. Radio and television. Radio continued to be patronized during this period. The play series like Simatar, Dalia, Ito and Palad Ko, and Mr. Lonely were the forms of recreation of those without television. Filipino films. Pista ng pelikulang Pilipino. So as Filipino films conducted a yearly which is called Pista ng Pelikulang Pilipino, which lasted usually for a month. Who among you are familiar with Fernando Poe Jr., with Nora Honor, and Christopher De Leon? I am asking you that because they are some actors and actresses who acted in the films, and here are some examples. Comics, magazines, and other publications. During this period of the New Society, newspapers donned new forms, news on economic progress, discipline, culture, tourism, and the like were favored more than the sensationalized reporting of killings, rape, and robberies. Overview of the literature during the New Society. Bilingual education, which was initiated by the Board of National Education as early as 1958 and continued up to the period of martial rule in September 21, 1972, resulted in the deterioration of English in the different levels of education. The focus of education and culture was on problems of national identity, on reorientation, renewed vigor on and a firm resolves to carry out plans and programs. Period of the Third Republic, 1981-1985. Martial law was lifted in January 2, 1981. moving on forth is the period of the Third Republic, which took place from 1981 to 1985, whereas after 10 years of military rule and some changes in life of the Filipino, which started under the new society, martial law rule was at last lifted on January 2, 1981. Here are some developments that took place during the period. Writers wrote openly of their criticism against the government. The supplication of the people were couched in fiery, colorful, violent, and profane and insulting language. Songs dealt with themes were really true to life. Many Filipino songs dealt with themes that were really true to life, like those of great poverty aspirations for freedom, love of God, of country, and of fellow men. The yearly festival of Filipino films continued to be held during this period. The people's love for sex films also was unabated. And lastly, periods 1986-1991. History took another twist once more. The Filipino people regained their independence, which they lost 20 years ago, in the span of 4 days from February 21, 25, 1986. The so-called people power, lakas ng bayan, prevailed. Together, the people barricaded the streets, petitioning the government for changes and reforms. Newspapers which were once branded crony newspapers became instant opposition papers overnight. This was true of Bulletin Today, which became the opposition paper. Tanong lang po, can someone tell me the 5 periods of contemporary eras? Yes, Rick Lobaton. Rick Roman Lobaton.
5 eras before contemporary. Rebirth of freedom, period of activism, period of the new society, period of the Third Republic, tas periods.
That's right. 5 eras before contemporary period. And that is all I have for my discussion. Thank you po.
What is your last question, Mr. Bautista, with your classmate?
Ito po. Yung ano po ma'am, 5 periods of contemporary eras po.
Your question is, what are the 5 eras before contemporary period?
Yes po ma'am.
Is that correct?
Yes po.
Why? Why is it correct? Before. You said before contemporary period.
Mali ma'am.
What?
Nalagyan ko po ng before. Hindi ko po na ano yung before po ma'am.
So these are the eras of contemporary period, right?
Yes po.
Okay. So this is not before.
Before of contemporary eras po.
This is contemporary era talaga.
Yes po.
Okay. What do you mean by contemporary?
Rine-refer po siya sa history of events usually within the lifetime historian, although sometimes sa European or North American to post 1945
Mhm.
or post 1914 history po, ma'am.
Will you open your camera? I would like to see your face.
Wala. Ano po, ma'am eh. Wala po
Wala.
yung cam po, ma'am eh. Ganyan po lumalabas, ma'am.
Why? Ba't ganyan?
Wala pong camera. Naka-PC po kasi po, ma'am eh.
Okay, answer me.
Sorry po, ma'am.
Mhm. Answer me.
Ay, ano po, ma'am?
What is contemporary again? Mr. Bautista.
Ano po, ma'am? Living or occurring at the same time po, ma'am.
Living at the same time. So, if it is at the same time, who is the best author regarding this period? Did you cite some of the literary works and then the authors who has been awarded? Who are the authors that has been awarded during this time of contemporary period?
Si ano po, ma'am? Alana Michelle Escudero. Tama po, ma'am. Alfonso Manalastas.
Alfonso Manalastas? Are you sure?
Ay, si ano po, ma'am? Mali po. Si Philip Roth po. Tama, ma'am.
Tama, ma'am? Magtatanong ka, I'm asking you.
Si Luwalhati Torres Bautista po.
Mm-hmm. What else? Who else? Aside from Luwalhati Bautista, there are so many contemporary authors during that time.
Si Carlos Bulosan po, pati si Jessica Hagedorn po.
Hagedorn.
Yes po. At si Randy Ribay po. Barbara Jane Reyes.
Mm-hmm. Panay research mo, ha?
Tsaka po si Elaine Castillo po.
Hindi mo pa wala ka pa nakuha ang iba, yung pinakamagaling.
Si Luwalhati po, ma'am.
Aside from Luwalhati, most of the literary works of this person has been made in a movie.
Ano po, ma'am? Pakiulit po, ma'am.
Most of his literary works has been made as a movie. Who is this one?
Si ano po, ma'am? Nick Joaquin po.
Yes, Nick Joaquin. He's one of the very good author during this period. Okay. Thank you, Mr.
Thank you po, ma'am.
So, we are now ready with our quiz, long test. Okay, I will send you who are the absences. I will just remove the names with the email. Para Okay, Mr. Alberto. Section, what section are we? E. Alberto. And then we have Balanon. And then Cordero. Ay, hindi siya nagbigay. And then Espiritu. And then Mesa. Parang hindi siya nagbigay. And then San Robles. And then Santiago. And then Calauto. Then Naval. And then Vasquez. Okay. I will send the quiz, the exam on your email for a while. Write your name, ha? On number 1.
Ma'am,
Yes po.
Ma'am Vasquez po, present po pero na-late po ng pasok. Kasi inutusan po ako kanina ng tatay ko. Kaya hindi po ako nakapasok on time.
Ma'am, Espiritu rin po, ma'am. Na-disconnect po ako kanina nung sakto po ng attendance. Pero nandito po ako ahead of time po nung klase po.
Espiritu. One, iba, one, in. Sandali. Ay, sino yan? Shucks. For a while, nagkagulo na po. 2E tayo, no?
Yes po, ma'am.
2E. One E pala yung nagawa ko. And then, ang wala, Alberto. And then, Balanon. Hindi ko naman. Cordero. Ang espiritu nandyan. Nandyan ba?
Yes po, ma'am.
Yung Vasquez nandyan.
Yes po, ma'am.
Okay.
Ma'am Naval din po, ma'am. Na-late lang din po ng pasok. Sorry
Anong oras
po.
ka pumasok?
Kanina pa pong mga 11 o'clock po ata yun. Sorry.
Sino nagpe-present? O, tatanungin na kung sino.
Nung nagsasalita po si Kalipes po ata yun.
Okay. Do not forget to write your name in number 1. Name, course, and section. I already sent it with your email in Gmail. Okay? Do not leave hanggat hindi sinasabi sa inyo to leave. Okay? That will be up to 12:50. Mr. Lubaton left. Tanggalin ko siya ha. Kasi bibigyan. Pakisabi lang kung sino hindi nakatanggap. Did you receive? Yes.
Yes po, ma'am. Meron na po.
Okay, sige. Start. Do not forget your name. Torrejos. Labaton. Tabawasan ko score nito. Good. 10, 12, 11. Okay. What? Mr. Bensurto ba?
Ma'am, di pa po ako nakakasama sa GS kasi ngayon ko lang po naayos yung mga account ko.
Paano ngayon?
Ma'am, bakit need po permission nakalagay?
Yes po. Ano po, Miss Bilata?
Ano? Pag pinindot ko po nakalagay po, you need permission.
Para?
Hindi po ako makasagot eh. Kailangan daw po ng permission.
Naisan ko na eh.
Sa akin din po, ma'am.
Need permission? I send it.
Opo, ma'am. So, di ba nasend na po sa Gmail? Tapos pag pinindot na po namin yung fill out form, ayaw po. Nakalagay permission.
Permission? Wala naman nakalagay dito. Okay. For well, ah. Okay, I will send it again.
Ma'am,
Oh, wait. For a while.
naka-caps lock po ba?
Hindi, depende sa kailangan. Hindi caps lock. Hindi lahat yan caps lock kailangan. Kayo lang, Miss Bulataw?
Opo, meron.
Ako din po, ma'am.
Teka muna, Miss Bulataw.
Sa akin po, ma'am, di pa po nasasend.
Miss Bulataw muna po, ha?
Sa akin din po, ma'am. Need permission.
Sinabi na nga, Miss Bulataw muna. Kulit eh, di ba? Yung iba pwede, nakuha nyo na? Nakakagawa na? Miss Bulataw.
Ma'am, yung sa quiz po, ma'am. Magkahalo po yung number 1 tsaka yung name course.
Oo. Iaano mo na yon. Ikaw na mag-arrange doon sa answer sheet mo, sa ilalim, di ba? May answer portion, di ba? May space for answer. Sa space for answer, doon yung ilalagay yung pangalan nyo muna, tapos course and section, and then your answer. Okay? Naintindihan? Name, course and section, and then your answer.
Apo, ma'am, naiintindihan naman.
Okay.
Thank you po.
Na-receive mo, Miss Bulataw? Pinadala ko na ngayon. The other one, sino yon?
Nervous po.
Herb. Nervous. Nervous. The following emails. Invalid ka eh. Bakit ka invalid? City of Malabon University. Okay, yun na padala na.
Sa akin din po, Ma'am Garcia.
Mr. Nervous. Garcia. Na-receive mo, Mr. Nervous?
Hindi pa po.